As much as we love it, Airsoft can really be an expensive hobby sometimes. There are the fees on your local Airsoft field, the gas money for traveling to the next game, of course, the Airsoft guns, BBs, batteries, green gas, safety goggles, tracer units, optics, tuning parts, and all the other stuff you like to have in your personal loadout. Sometimes it would be nice to save just a little money and still get cool equipment, right? This is what today's video is all about. As you probably guessed, I'm talking about AliExpress. Is it really worth it to buy your Airsoft gear here, or should you better avoid it? Let's find out. AliExpress is a trading hub for Chinese online sellers who address international customers with their products. The platform does not produce or sell items by itself, so it can be compared to Amazon's third-party seller program. Unlike many other Airsoft videos about AliExpress, I'm not going into detail about special gear parts or items, but would like to talk with you about my own personal experience with the platform to help you decide if you would like to place an order here or not. When you search AliExpress for Airsoft items, you will find a large amount of products for sale. So many actually that it can be some kind of overwhelming. Therefore, it can be helpful to know what you're looking for exactly and which kind of Airsoft gear you can find on AliExpress and which not. The first thing to know is that AliExpress should definitely not be your place to look for quality Airsoft replicas. You won't find any of the popular manufacturers like SEMA, ICS, G&G or VFC here, even if some of them are Chinese. The few offerings you see here are of very questionable quality, so better stay away from them. Suitable Airsoft items you can buy on AliExpress are, in my opinion, gear elements like low-end plate carriers, pouches, slings or helmet replicas, for example. Also, Airsoft gun accessories with Picatinny, Keymod or L-Lock standard can be found here in a large variety. If you're lucky, you can also find some internal upgrade parts for your AEG replica here. Those SHS gears, for example, had some kind of a good reputation for smooth and silent operation here in Germany for a long time, and still can be found at some local Airsoft shops. My personal favorite item category on AliExpress is Airsoft scopes and red dots. There are tons of possible optic variations you can choose from, be it with or without magnification. Many of them are just the same products you can buy from your local retailer, which makes things even more interesting. On this overview from eBay, for example, you see many of the very same optics we just saw on the AliExpress site. Many of them also come with the same markings as the real steel originals. The Chinese sellers don't take brand protection too seriously, unlike several shops in Europe or the US. All in all, the product range concerning Airsoft can be very satisfying, especially if you know what to look for on AliExpress. Thumbs up! Pricing should be one of the most important factors where Airsoft players decide to buy their gear on AliExpress. Although my feeling is that, all in all, many European Airsoft shops got better prices over the years, direct purchase from China is still the cheapest way you can get. This budget plate carrier I found on eBay, for example, will cost you about $60 if you buy it from this German retailer. The product is completely identical to the one you can buy from AliExpress, where it will only cost you about 50% less from the retailer's price. Most of the Airsoft items you can buy in your country are made in Asia and do not get extra quality just because you buy them locally. What you pay extra is the shorter delivery time, service and warranties, plus the retailer's profit margin. This is something you should generally keep in mind when thinking about actual value of placing orders online, not just in Airsoft. Here is one more example for you. This optic replica can be ordered for about 90 euros plus shipping from the German Airsoft shop of begadi.com. Service and delivery time of this shop are excellent, but it is something you have to pay for. Again, you can get the same product for half the price if you decide to buy from AliExpress, so the pricing definitely makes a huge difference. The usability experience of AliExpress is not the best you can imagine if you're not from China. Especially the product page translations are really bad. This plastic grenade, for example, is why ever advertised as a chicken tactical hunting water bomb, so not actually what you are looking for as an Airsoft player. Also, that there is an insurance instead of a safety pin can be quite confusing. But you get used to this strange language after browsing on AliExpress for a while. Talking about placing orders and payment, the platform is actually very comfortable. Besides the huge amount of commercial ads they bomb you with, there is not much to complain about here. Your product card has an intuitive overview of items and the final price. Also, the payment options give you a wide selection. Besides credit cards, Google and Apple Pay, you can choose between several payment services like PayPal, Klarna or PayU. During the last years, I never experienced an issue in the ordering and payment, so the processing seems to be quite well thought out. Many of the coupon codes I found online for AliExpress actually did not work. Also, when using browser add-ons for automatic discounts, the platform does not accept most of the voucher codes. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't like this kind of coupon policy very much if they tend to not work all the time. After all, I think the user experience could be much better and is only okay in the end. For a long time, the direct delivery from China via AliExpress really was some kind of a downside of this platform. In the early days, it usually took up to several months until your package finally arrived, in case it did arrive at all. Luckily, this has changed drastically during the last months. AliExpress has added some options like the guaranteed 12-day delivery, which in many cases actually keeps its promise. Sometimes it took a parcel not more than a week from China to my place, which is stunningly fast, to be honest. I don't know how they managed to do this logistically, but it is definitely a huge step forward in favor of the platform. Out of about 50 personal orders from AliExpress, only 3 of them did not arrive at my place, which can be considered as some kind of good ratio. Especially when placing high-value orders, a 100% delivery ratio would be favorable, of course, but unfortunately this has not been the case for me. Just right now, while editing this video, I'm trying to get my money back from one AliExpress seller because the package dimensions of one delivery did not match the license agreements of the transport company. Unfortunately, the seller does not react to my contact attempts, so I had to request buyer protection from PayPal in order to get my refund. I hope this will turn out well, however, this is what you have to expect if you want to save money on service and communications, which are a lot better with local retailers usually. Of course, when buying something on AliExpress, you want to get some value for your money, so we also take a look on the product quality here. It's not so easy to make an average judgment here, as the quality can diverge from product to product. You have to be aware that all items from AliExpress are China-made, where the standards of quality control are still not as high as in Western countries. Relying on customer ratings can be a good orientation, but you can never be sure who wrote them and if the person maybe got paid for it. Be aware that sending an item back to China and getting your money back is not always easy. There is no retailer who tested the product quality for you and made a pre-choice for his or her own online shop, so it's also a matter of luck actually if the quality matches your expectations. My personal experience with product quality from AliExpress usually is quite good, especially when talking about Airsoft optics. The value for money has been very satisfying for me, and almost all sites I bought on AliExpress are still in use. But there also have been some lemons, to be fair. This copy of the popular Odin speedloader is one of those examples. While the concept of the speedloader was adapted closely to the original, the material used was a lot weaker, so I ended up with a defective speedloader after a few weeks. In such cases, sticking to the originals can be the better solution, not only because they are more durable, but also to support the innovative creators, and not the copycats from China. To sum things up, it depends on your expectations and your tolerance concerning delivery issues, product quality and user experience if you should buy airsoft gear on AliExpress or not. For certain gear elements, I still rely on the Chinese platform, while I only buy from well-renowned airsoft shops when I don't want to make any compromises. I hope you liked this video. Hope to see you in the next one. So long, have a good one.